There's a guitar in the corner of Adam's room, restrung twice, never once played for another person. Next to it, a duffel bag, packed for a trip he's canceled twice. Once for money, once for no reason he could actually name. On his phone, a note titled Business Idea, last edited 11 months ago. Still just a title. Adam is 31. Ask him what he's waiting for, and he couldn't tell you. He'd just say the timing isn't right yet. It never quite is. If any of that felt oddly specific, stay with me. Because here's the detail that should bother you more than it probably does. Adam isn't lazy, and he isn't unmotivated. He's sharp, genuinely talented. The kind of kid teachers used to pull aside and say, "You could do anything," which raises an uncomfortable question. If he could do anything, why is he doing nothing? That's not a coincidence. That's the mechanism. And in psychology, it has a name. Carl Jung called it Puer Aeternus, Latin for eternal boy. Not a diagnosis, not an insult. A description of someone who never fully lands in adulthood. Not from a lack of ability, but from something closer to an allergic reaction to commitment. Not just romantic commitment. Commitment to a career, a city, a version of yourself you can't take back once you actually choose it. Jung called the feeling underneath it the provisional life. Everything stays a draft. The job doesn't count because something bigger is obviously coming. The guitar doesn't get played for anyone because that would mean finding out if it's actually good. Right now, it's still perfect because it's still theoretical. So why does someone this capable end up stuck exactly here? This is where analytical psychology offers a clue. Jungian analyst Marie-Louise von Franz, who worked directly with Jung and wrote the defining research on this exact archetype, made a clinical observation that kept showing up across her case studies. An unusually high number of the people living inside this pattern had been considered gifted children. The early reader, the one who finished the test first, the kid everyone quietly assumed was destined for something. That praise feels good going down, but it does something dangerous underneath. It ties a person's entire self-worth to potential instead of output. And potential is a strange kind of currency. It's only worth something for as long as it's never actually spent. Then real life arrives, and real life doesn't grade on potential. It grades on delivery. Adam takes an actual job, and he's average at first, because everyone is at first. He gets passed over. He watches people with less raw talent move ahead of him, simply because they showed up on the boring days. For someone whose entire identity was built on being the exception, that's not just disappointing. It's a direct threat to the self. So the mind does something almost clever to protect itself. The guitar stays in the corner, not because Adam lacks talent, but because as long as it stays there, untouched, he gets to keep the fantasy alive. The moment he plays it for someone, that fantasy becomes testable, and testable things can fail. Procrastination, in this pattern, was never laziness. It's armor. But here's the uncomfortable part nobody likes to admit. Adam isn't protecting this alone. Every time someone tells him, "You'll figure it out, you're too talented not to," that's not encouragement anymore. That's the people around him quietly helping him stay exactly where he is. Which brings up the real question, and it's not the one you'd expect. The question isn't why this happens to smart, capable people. Most people pass through some version of this stage. The real question is why some people move through it and others get stuck here for good. Developmental psychology actually has an answer for this. In the year 2000, psychologist Jeffrey Arnett published a theory in the journal American Psychologist describing exactly this stretch of life, a stage he called emerging adulthood, roughly the late teens through the 20s. His research found this period is genuinely unstable by design. identity still forming, circumstances shifting, people caught somewhere between adolescence and full adulthood. He wasn't describing a flaw. He was describing a window that modern life has stretched out longer than it used to be. But his findings also confirmed something important. Most people move through that window on their own, into a settled adult identity. The eternal boy pattern is specifically what happens when someone gets stuck inside it instead. Which means the real fight isn't about talent at all. It's about 3 very specific, very ordinary-looking habits. Psychologically, getting stuck tends to show up in 3 specific ways, and for Adam, it's no different. The first is numbing. 5 minutes of scrolling becomes 3 hours, and the day is just gone. At that point, it isn't entertainment. It's an anesthetic against the discomfort of standing still. The second is a fear of anything permanent. Things are great right up until they ask for something real. And then suddenly, small flaws become unbearable. She's too far away. The job isn't quite right. It's never actually about the flaw. It's about what permanence would mean. The third is outsourcing the blame. The economy's unfair. Nobody's hiring without connections. Some of that might even be true. But treating it as the entire explanation is just a more socially acceptable way of not showing up on Monday. This is where the psychology of behavior change becomes useful, not as a single moment of clarity, but as 4 specific shifts. First, redefine what responsibility means. Adam assumes committing to something is the day the interesting version of himself quietly disappears. It's the reverse. Talent with 0 structure around it evaporates on its own, slowly, without anyone noticing. Commitment isn't the cage. It's the scaffolding that lets whatever's actually inside a person take shape in the real world. Second, do the ordinary things on purpose. Pay the bill the day it's due, not 3 reminders later. This isn't symbolic. It's direct practice in tolerating the ordinary, which is exactly what this pattern has spent years avoiding. Third, choose failure instead of waiting for it to find you. Adam's version of this was small, playing 4 bars of something for one person badly instead of waiting for a moment that felt safe enough. Every time a small, real failure is survived instead of an imagined one, the fear underneath the whole pattern loses a little of its grip. Fourth, find someone who won't let the negotiating happen. Left alone, the same mind that built this pattern is remarkably good at generating reasonable-sounding excuses. That's basically its job. For Adam, that person was a friend who stopped saying, "You'll figure it out," and started asking every week, "Did you play it yet?" That's what did what willpower alone couldn't do at 3 a.m. The guitar is still in the corner of Adam's room. But last week, for the first time, he played 4 bars of something in front of someone else. It wasn't good. He kept going anyway. What's the guitar in your corner? And what's it actually protecting you from finding out? If you saw yourself somewhere in this, that's not an insult. That's just the beginning of paying attention. Tell me in the comments what your guitar is, the thing you've been protecting instead of testing. And subscribe if you want the next one to hit just as close.